place to catch up with friends, relax in a friendly atmosphere and enjoy great service and food, then Buckley's can offer a fun evening that the whole family can enjoy. In our bistro you can enjoy a selection from our extensive menu, including family favourites. On those sunny days, our alfresco is the perfect setting to enjoy a meal, catch up with friends or watch your favourite sport on 2 large plasma TVs. Having a special occasion can be made easy by hiring our newly renovated function rooms. Buckley's, a venue of class that provides all your entertainment and function needs.
Good morning, welcome again to another edition of Geelong Footy Focus on a wonderful Saturday morning. It's a big weekend, as you can see. We've got all the pink balloons, the pink footies on the table. It's Mother's Day tomorrow and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Week, so we thought we'd do the right thing and everything on display. Some big matches last weekend out at the Belpost Hill Ring Road Recreation Reserve. 1-goal winners over in Believe. The Tommy Tigers once again winners, but only by 5 points over East Geelong out at Thunderdome. Werribee Centrals, well, much too strong for Geelong West, 12-goal winners. The North Geelong Magpies, much too strong for Anarchy, 10-goal winners, with Toddy the Body Elsie kicking a lazy 5, doing very well on top of the goal kicking. Bannockburn, too strong for Winchelsea, 8-goal winners there. And the 94.7 match of the round, the Corio Devils, just narrow winners over the Belmont Lions. Actually, they won by quite a bit, actually. It was the Ricky O'Toole best on the ground and Billy Nichols 10-goal show. It was absolutely sensational. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott. Welcome again to another great Geelong Footy Show. And we've got a lot of things in store for you today. Some old guests, and he doesn't like me saying that, and some new ones as well. Once again, I've assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football. With me doing the talking once again is Dale Smith. Good morning, Dale.
Yeah, good morning, Dick. Nice to be back here after last week. First time I've been to Belmont Lions, where the weather's been sensational, and hopefully looking forward to a good day this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't happen every day out there, does it? It's usually what we call it, the winter resort out there. And, of course, Jake Burke. Good morning, Jake.
Yeah, morning, Dick. It's good to be here, as always. Great game last weekend, and, yeah, looking forward to a good one today as well out at Thompson.
Oh, that'll be a sensational game. Old foes doing battle head-to-head will be terrific, Jake, indeed.
It will.
I mentioned one of the old guests, but I better apologise for that, but there's no truth in the rumour that we did have to pick him up from Grace McCullough first thing in the morning to miss his breakfast and everything. He's got his teeth in, but all seriously, folks, a man who needs no introduction to the Channel 31 viewers. Eric Nichols, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, Dick. Nice to be back for a morning, and yeah, I did have to get up pretty early and get up and running, but I finally made it here. But it's great to be back for a day, and looking forward to this afternoon.
Fantastic. And yes, folks, I finally got my way. It's North Geelong morning. We've got the coach of the Geelong Fabulous Magpies, the coach of the North Geelong Footy Club, Frank Froppiani. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Dick. How you going?
I'm very well, thanks. Lovely to have you in the studio, I've got to say. Absolutely sensational having the Magpie man in the studio in person. We're going to have a lot to say to Frank a little bit later on. Firstly, we're going to swing to an interview, though, with the coach of the Tommy Tigers. No, not the Violet Crumbles. The Tommy Tigers, Glenn Wallace. Here's the interview now.
Thanks, Dick. We've got Glenn Wallace here, coach of Thompson Football Club. How are you going tonight, Glenn?
Very well, thank you.
Now, you've had a good start to the year. Can you sort of tell us about how it's going and how you're sort of looking at this stage?
Yeah, we've had a reasonable start to the year. Unfortunately, dropped one to Belpost Hill that we probably should have won. Had a bit of a rotten run with injuries as well. So, look, we're pretty happy with the way we're building.
Now, you've got Bannockburn this week, also undefeated. Tell us about how you're going to prepare for that game.
I always expect a tough contest against Bannockburn. They're a quality side. Picked up a couple of good recruits, which we're very wary of. Last year, we played really well against them in all 3 games, so we're pretty confident.
Now, you're a Premiership coach. Tell us what sort of drew you into coaching.
What drew me in? Look, I've coached on and off over the last 5 years, and it's a passion, obviously. I love my football, and yeah, it's good to be here. What
do you really sort of, if you had one aspect that you really like of coaching, what can you sort of put your finger on as that aspect?
I really love the mentoring side of it, and trying to get the best out of every individual player and to play together as a quality team. And I think at Thompson Footy Club we do that.
Thanks very much, Glenn Wallace.
No worries, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yes, a short and sweet interview there with the coach of the Tommy Tigers, Glenn Wallace, and one of the great identities in local football indeed. I said as we did the introductions this morning, we have a very special guest, and yes, I know I'm just gloating a little bit higher today because it is from the North Geelong Footy Club, Geelong's Fabulous Magpies, a very successful so far coach of the Magpies, Zip, going along very nicely at the moment. Frank Froppiani, good morning once again.
Yeah, good morning, Dick. Thanks for having me.
You must be very pleased with the way things are going at the moment.
Yeah, look, we've started nicely, and yeah, look, we're happy where we're at, but 4 games don't make a season, so yeah, we're just focusing on Winchelsea today and hopefully get over the line.
Shall I keep the lid on at this stage, mate?
Keep the lid on
Right.
it, mate. There's a long way to go, but look, there's some positive signs coming out.
Indeed. And Eric, you've known Frank for many years. I guess there's a lot of things you'd probably like to catch up with him about.
Yeah, absolutely, Dick. And Frank, it's fantastic to see you going well. Let me ask you, one of the trademarks of Frank Foppiani as a player and as a coach has been fitness, and it does seem to me, just looking from the outside in, that North Geelong are very, very fit. You've done a good job with them.
Yeah, look, we've trained pretty hard, and we started back in November, and did a fairly tough pre-season, and we played 3 or 4 practice games. So the guys have done a fair bit of work, and I think they needed to where they finished off last year. That was an area where personally, obviously, yeah, you've got to be fit. Doesn't matter what level of footy you're playing at. But North Geelong as a whole was well behind the 8 ball.
Last year, I felt you had an enormous amount of potential out there, not you, but the club.
Yep.
Have you seen that, and have you brought them along a little bit quicker this year?
Look, definitely, and that's probably a reason why I took the job on. There was a great bunch of kids there, and they just needed a bit of guidance and leadership, I suppose, and to point them in the right direction. And they're good listeners, and that's half the battle. And yeah, look, so far so good, but there's a long way to go.
Doing a fantastic job, as I say, a long way to go.
Jake, you probably haven't seen Frank much in the last year or so. You're pretty new to Geelong in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, still pretty wet behind the ears. But yeah, as Frank was saying, there's a lot of young talent out there. And I was just going to ask how kids like Blake Hutchison and Grant Armstead, they're obviously very talented young players. I just wanted to know how they were travelling so far in season 2009.
Pretty good, actually. We've had him for Grant's played 1 game at the Falcons, and Blake's just come back from a hamstring, so we've had him for 3 weeks. So look, kids at the Falcons and at that level of footy, they come back and they're ready to go, so they don't need much coaching.
And just Callum Bartlett's another one that's a very good player, obviously injured for the year. Yeah. When do we expect to see him back? Is he out completely for the whole season? Or?
I think so, but we wouldn't see him at all, I don't think. I think he's played one senior game at North, but if he's right to go, he'd be definitely at the Falcons, but I reckon his whole year's wiped out.
I suppose the big question is, Frank, is when are we going to see Frank Foppiani on the park, mate? That's on everyone's questions, I think, that we talk around the streets is when we're going to see Frank playing, but at the moment I suppose there's no need, but it'd be a handy inclusion at some stage, mate, wouldn't you?
Oh, look, yeah, there could be. I'll be in training, and there's no there's no yes or no or when I'm going to play. I mean, I've been asked that question quite a bit, but at the moment I'm just happy doing what I'm doing and trying to get the players focused and playing the way I want them to play. And if it means me getting out on the track eventually, well, so be it. But
the other thing, Frank, just before you go, we'll let you go. The difference between you've already had one go at the GDFL some years ago. What do you see the difference is? The big difference?
Oh, it's probably cleaned up a little bit. It was nearly 19, 18 years ago when I played. It was pretty rough and rugged back then. So there's a lot of good kids in the comp now and a lot of good coaches, and that makes for a good competition.
Certainly.
Frank, stick around with us for the rest of the show. We'd love your opinion on the games this afternoon. I, in particular, one out at Winchelsea this afternoon. I know you'll be very unbiased, like I am. Yeah. Stick around with us. Frank will stick around with us for the rest of the show. And we'll be right back after this break with Dale's Under-18s and Raiders Roast. Back after this.
The place to catch up with friends, relax in a friendly atmosphere and enjoy great service and food. Then Buckley's can offer a fun evening that the whole family can enjoy. In our bistro you can enjoy a selection from our extensive menu, including family favourites. On those sunny days our alfresco is the perfect setting to enjoy a meal, catch up with friends or watch your favourite sport on 2 large plasma TVs. Having a special occasion can be made easy by hiring our newly renovated function rooms. Buckley's, a venue of class that provides all your entertainment and function needs.